Welcome back to our Charlottetown Islanders pregame show. Guesting with us, as always, on game day, the head coach and general manager of the Charlottetown Islanders, Jim Hulton, and our coach's interview. Jim, right back at it here this afternoon. Our first look at the Cape Breton Eagles this afternoon. Before we get to that, Friday night, big matchup against the Moncton Wildcats. I wasn't there, but it looked like special teams were pretty well the name of the game. Take us through the 60 minutes and what you thought of the outcome.
It was a real good hockey game. There was two very good clubs going at it, and I thought we had the edge 5-on-5, but unfortunately, our special team slipped up. They've been very good all season. Yeah, it was a bit of a one-off. We were -3 if you look at 2 power plays given up, and then a shorthanded breakaway goal and an empty net goal. So we won the 5-on-5, played 2-0, but unfortunately, there's more to the game than just that. But overall, I thought it was one of our more structured, better efforts of the season. Just a little bit shy on the special teams, and that happens all the time.
For sure. And chance to bounce back here this afternoon against Cape Breton, a team that, has missed some key pieces. Obviously, their top 2 defensemen in Thomas Lavoie and Will Murphy, and then Elliot Letalien up front. As a coach, when you're missing key players like that and you see that on the opposition, how do you kind of attack a team like that?
Well, it's a trap. You have to be careful not to fall into the trap of looking at who isn't in the lineup and just play against the group that's there. And for us, a lot of our time and focus is spent on our game, especially this is still relatively early, game number 15. We're still trying to get some consistencies in our game in terms of our forecheck approach, our heaviness. So I think that's the big part going in is let's not worry about who's wearing their sweater. Let's compete against that sweater and go to work.
Yeah, and Ross Campbell serving his 3-3. Certainly an engine that runs this team. What have you seen? I mean, obviously you would miss him, but I mean, back-to-back losses here on home ice. Won a shootout, and then on Friday night he serves his 3-3 and will be ready and rested, and hopefully back to his contributing ways next week.
Well, it's very evident how much we miss him. And he's our emotional leader, and he's also our leading scorer. So you take him out of the game. You definitely would have loved to have had him in on Friday night, but that's it is what it is. He's come back from the suspension before, and he'll learn from it, and he's maturing in certain areas, but we need Ross Campbell, hockey player, on the ice to help fuel this engine, and we're excited to get him back in, that's for sure.
And finally, Donnie Hickey gets the call here again this afternoon.
Yeah, what I think with rest, we had a busy schedule prior to, but we had a whole week off of practice, game day off game. We want to run with him. He's our guy, he's our horse. I think that's quite obvious to everyone going, and I want to see how he bounced back after his first regulation loss. And the Donnie that we all know, we know that he's going to be lights out today.
All right, Jim, as always, thanks for this, and best of luck here this afternoon.
Thank you.
That's Jim Hulton, the head coach and general manager of your Charlottetown Islanders. In our coach's interview, we'll be back on the other side of the break with our Jameson Electric starting lineup. You're listening to Mr. Lubin Tire, Charlottetown Islanders hockey on Max 93.1. Welcome back to our second intermission. Charlottetown Islanders and Cape Breton Eagles tied at 1 after 40 minutes of play. Pleased to be joined by Islanders veteran forward. We wish he was on the ice, but we'll take him up here in the broadcast booth regardless. Ross Campbell, we call him the Surrey Spark Plug for a reason, brings so much to this team on and off the ice. And Ross, we got to compliment you on your wardrobe here. Obviously the malls in Surrey have upped their fashion, looking good, but of course you'd rather have the hockey gear on than that stylish suit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a couple years out of Surrey hanging out with these guys changes your wardrobe up a little bit. Go from the jeans and boots compared to that to now some white shoes and dress pants. So anyway.
Who's the most fashionable guy on the team? Or is it you?
No, definitely not me. I don't know. A lot of the boys are pretty interested in that. They Kiersey, you see his suits. He's got the top hat on. He's pretty good. Pretty big into his style, so I'd say Kiersey probably.
Yeah, well, Deer Lake and Surrey have about the same shopping malls, right? So
yeah, that's true.
He's not getting them custom made in Deer Lake either. Listen, 40 minutes here. To me, we talked about it in the pregame show. There's no coincidence. I mean, the team has lost 2 games with you out of the lineup. I know you're chomping at the bit to get back in. What have you seen here through this stretch, and what have you seen here this afternoon?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that the 5-minute penalty and the injury kind of gets off to a weird start. I think our first few shifts before that were actually pretty good. I think we just gotta we're lucky to be 1-1 here. Really, this isn't a younger team we're playing. I think it's a different story. So I think we just gotta regroup, and I think someone's got to step up and have get the momentum going in the right way and just play our way throughout the last 20 years.
Well, you're that guy, and you're a leader on this team. Off to a great start. You were, and the team as well. I mean, this is a team that has different aspirations, right? Last couple of years have been pretty tough. here in Charlottetown, especially come playoff time. This is a team that is focused on different goals here this year.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's definitely a different mindset, even just coming into games. We're playing to win. There's lots of times where in the past few years, you want to play to win, but in the back of your mind, you don't have the confidence behind you. When I'm looking back there on our D core, and you got Hickey and Gladue and net, it's a different feeling when you're going back. You're kind of a lot more confident in the team, and that's what you need to win.
Yeah, the back end. You talk about goaltending, the back end, but it's buying in as a team defensively, right? I mean, you've been an offensive guy your whole life. What have you learned from Jim and the systems here that has allowed you to be? Because, and even talking to Guy last night against Moncton, you're obviously first in the power play, first in the penalty kill as well, but, your game to be able to grow into a full 200-foot game here at the major junior level. Yeah,
I think I've always been an offensive guy, and, I think I've definitely focused in on defensive play throughout my junior career. Coming up from midget, I'm not the, we got some high-end guys like Gio Morneau, all those guys. They're kind of the big dogs. So, when I came up, I kind of realized I had to work my way up and play that hard role. And I think, emotionally, I've always been that way. So I think just, learning from Jim and Hendo Guy is, if I want to get more offensive touches, you got to play the right way. To be able to play offense, you got to play hard defense. So I think it's a big thing.
Ross Campbell joins us here in our second intermission. This is your third season here with Charlottetown. Do you ever look back? And I know you've always been a bit of a hero in your home community, but playing in your home province, allowing to play in front of your family and friends each and every night. Not many players in this league can say that.
Yeah, no, I always say, it's pretty hard to, sometimes you got to look back and realize how special it really is. It's a dream come true. I've been buzzing around the Eastlink Center for a long time. So I think just the thing, if you need a little break here and there, you get to go hop home, see your family, see your friends, and then the support that I get and even just the hometown crowd, I think it's really special.
Yeah, I'm sure you're chomping at the bit. How about those road trips? It was the first time the Islanders did it this year. You've been on 4 3-game trips. You're doing 3 4-game trips. How does that change things up for you, or does it even at all?
Yeah, I don't think the 4 games instead of 3 makes a whole lot of difference. Obviously, the first road trip was completely different. That was pretty wearing early on in the year, but I think. I honestly seem like I think I'd be a fan of the 4 games instead of 3. It's a long haul going up there, and with school and everything, it makes it feel like a lot longer. So I think after this road trip, I don't think we go back till the end of the season. So it's nice to be able to just buzz around the Maritimes after that. So I really like the idea of that.
Yeah, certainly. One big trip left, and here you are already early November, and most of your traveling's been done. Ross, really looking forward to seeing you back in the lineup here this week. Certainly are the heartbeat of this team. I know you've worked on a lot of things here to get yourself to where you're at right now. Continued success, and really looking forward. This team has a special feeling around it here this year.
Yep, for sure. Thanks for having me on, Cory.
That's Ross Campbell of the Charlottetown Islanders joining us here in our second intermission. We'll be back on the other side of the break with our Murphy's Pharmacy out-of-town scoreboard. You're listening to Mr. Lubin Tire, Charlottetown Islanders Hockey on Max 93.1.